Well, it's been the hottest day of the year so far, I think. And I haven't been out with the camera. Had got an intention to go out last night and shoot the Milky Way, but I was informed that possibly wouldn't get a particularly good showing of it. So anyway, I'm meeting Andrew here, and here is Woolley in South Yorkshire. And we've come, hopefully, fingers crossed, to get a bit of a sunset, although looking at the sky, it's not really going to happen. We've got a bit of a lone tree. Yeah, where are we? Somewhere around here. You might not be able to see it against the little wood in the background. I've shot this tree before. I'll pop that picture up in a little while. And I told Andrew where it was, or Andy where it was. And he came out and did an absolutely fabulous take on the image. Fabulous take on the location. Which I am shamelessly gonna nick tonight. I don't tend to do focus stacking. I've always struggled with seeing how it works in Photoshop. But having seen his take on it, I'm going to have a play tonight and see if I can get the same kind of results. I'm really not... I know that the theory of it. I know that you take 3 images focusing at different focal lengths in to the image. But I've never really tried it. I did try it down in Dorset and I really couldn't see the point. But with this image, I can see why you need to do it. And it's a glorious evening. Absolutely glorious. The birds are chirping. There's no traffic up here. And the sun is still out. Got a little bit of cloud in the sky. But I don't think we're going to get a stunning sunset. I think we might get one of those where you get a pinky purple hue in the sky. When I'm set up, I'll try and show you what I'm doing. I'm trying not to make these vlogs about teaching people how to do things because I don't feel I'm qualified to do that. But this is a learning curve for me, so you lot might as well come along with me and see how I get on. It'll either work or it won't. Well, I've kind of got set up, and with a little bit of guidance from my esteemed colleague Andy. I'll spin you around. There's the tree in the distance. And what I'm trying to do is get the crops. Oh, and by the way, yes, we are in Farms Field. I'm not sure you'll be able to see us. We are in the tyre tracks. We haven't moved onto the crops at all. There's a track all the way down the side of the field, so we're not damaging the crops or anything. So I've taken 3 shots. I've taken one focusing on the very near foreground, which is sort of, I don't know, 6 inches in front of the camera lens. I've taken one halfway up the image, and then the last one I've taken, ooh, there we go, actually focusing on the tree itself. And the idea is I pop that into Photoshop and I press a button called Focus Stack apparently. It's not something I've ever done. And it will give me an image that is sharp back to front, whereas in reality you can't, I don't think, get an image sharp front to back because you are so close to the foreground. It's been a bit trial and error setting up. The sun is coming in at 45 degrees almost. So I'm having to shield, where are we, there's the camera, the side of the lens with the filter holder on because I was getting light lens flare. I popped a 0.6 soft grad on just to sit on the horizon where you can see the horizon up there. It has come down over the top of the tree, but it's not the end of the world. It still makes a fairly even exposure. And we had some gorgeous light from the setting sun on the crops. It's beginning to die off a bit now. I'll try and show you what I've been doing, the images I've got. You'll not be able to really tell the difference on the back of the camera. And we all know how good this phone is at focusing on the camera. So give me a sec. Right, I think we have focus. These were the test shots where I was just playing around more with composition than anything. And then I think quite like that, although I had a bit of a gap down here. So then I tried a little bit higher up, which I think I'm happier with. And then I got the filter down too low. You can see the effect of the 0.6. So then I raised it up. Now this is the ones I think I'm going to go for. As I say, it's fairly difficult to tell, but in this first image, this part of the image is in focus. In the second one, I focused across here, and in the third one, I focused on the tree itself. And the exposure is on manual exposure, manual focus, sorry, autofocus, manual exposure, and I think that should do quite nicely. So I'm going to put it into Photoshop and I'll pop up the resulting image. And so we're still waiting for sunset. For some random reason I got here at 7:30 and sunset isn't till about 10 to 9, and I'm really beginning to wish I'd bought a coat because the temperature is dropping somewhat. But I shall be brave. So anyway, I hope you like the resulting image. I hope I've explained the idea behind focus stacking sufficiently. I'm just still not 100% certain it's going to turn out, although on this image I can see how it should work. I'm just fingers crossed that I'm good enough at the Photoshop side of things to make it actually work. Lone tree, wheat field, gorgeous sunlight. What more could you want on a Sunday morning? We've even got some half decent clouds. Been waiting for the field to turn golden and the sun to rise. There's a little bit of a breeze, but nothing major. Beautiful, beautiful curve of the field. I don't know what it is about photographers and lone trees. So I'm set up, I've got quite a low angle. I'm hoping that the sun is going to light up this bit. I'm at f14 and at the moment I'm at 4 seconds. No, I'm not. 0.4 of a second, that's more like it. There's a lovely shadow being cast. There you go. I'm cutting out this bit and just going in close. What I'd like to do is get some of this in focus down here and maybe do a focus stack for the foreground and then the tree. But at the moment we're not getting any light down here, which is quite frustrating. And we are stood at the edge of the field, so we're not trampling the crops. So yes, this is one of those sort of nemesis places. I've been up several times recently and either not got the light or the wind's been too high. I was up last weekend, the cloud cover was heavy, we got no light whatsoever, and this is absolutely perfect. The sunlight is coming up and just starting to illuminate the tree, and then we've got the gorgeous glow of the golden wheat. So sometimes it's the simple things that are pleasurable. As I say, yes, all right, f14, 0.4 of a second, I've got a 0.6 soft grad on. Might pop the polarizer on in a minute because the sun's coming in at right angles, and that will help to make actually the cloud cover. Just see, we're starting to get a bit more cloud. I don't think there's quite enough to make a decent long exposure, but I might put the 10 stop on and have a go anyway. And that's it. Nice and easy start to a Sunday morning. I'll catch up with you soon, guys. Bye!